Good morning, everyone. So, today we are here to discuss our pre board paper only. But in today's class, we are going to discuss part B. As in the previous class, we have already discussed about part A, which was your objective paper. And I really hope you have understood everything. You know where you have mistakes and where you need to improvise because that requires a thorough reading for the from the literature, and for the unseen passage you need to understand what's written because now it would be from the case studies. So let's come to the part B, which is your subjective paper. It covers actually your writing skills as well as your literature portion. So let's discuss here. First question from part B, that is, and from the whole paper, it's question number 5. It says, your friend PV Satish has invited you to attend the wedding of his sister Jaya. You find that you have an important paper of pre-board examination on the day of the wedding. Thus, you cannot attend the event. Write an informal reply in about 50 words to the invitation expressing your regret. Your Puneet or Punita Wij, M114 Fort Road, Chennai. Or on 30th November, your school is going to hold its annual sports day. You want Mr. Dhanraj Pillai, a noted hockey player, to give away the prizes to the budding sports persons of the school. Write a formal invitation in about 50 words requesting him to grace the occasion. Your Karuna or Karan, Sports Secretary, Sunrise Global School, Agra. So basically, this question is from the invitations, and the choice is from the invitation or invitation only. So you need to do it very nicely. Question First part of this question basically says you need to write an informal reply. Your friend has invited you for your sister's wedding. Remember, informal reply is exactly as for the informal letter. That is, sender's address, date, dear friend, and then you will write the content. So obviously, when you're talking informally, you're talking with your friends. So you would ask, "Hi, how are you? Hope you're doing well. It's good to know that your sister Jaya is getting married." So you are giving the congratulations, the best wishes to your friend first. And obviously, you need to say that you can't attend the event because you're having a pre-board exam on that day, right? But you need to specify too before that you received an invitation of Jaya's marriage. When is Jaya's marriage? That the date, time, venue is very important to write there. Remember, whether you're replying the invite, whether you're accepting it or declining it, you need to mention all those details. When is the wedding? With whom? At what time you were called upon? So that is also one of the essential detail. And then when you are saying you're having a pre-board examination, then you can mention about your pre-board exam. That this particular subject is having the paper on that day. So most important which you need to remember is that you are telling about Jaya's detail here, to whom she is getting married, at what, on what day, time, and everything you need to specify there. And obviously you're giving regret feeling, and you're giving the blessings and wishes, and you would meet them soon. So it was clearly mentioned in formal reply. Or part was here that you need to give the invite to a person to whom you are invited as a chief guest. So it can be either in the form of obviously it's in the form of formal invitation, but it can be in the card or in the letter. So letter is exactly the formal letter, right? That we will discuss the format in the next, how you need to write it. But in the formal invite, the box is there, the card is there. You need to write everything in a center only, and you need to write one sentence while breaking the parts of it while writing it. So you're telling it, you're inviting your that hockey player, Mr. Dhanraj Pillai. So obviously you're telling on which date you are planning, your school is planning for it, and your school, the management is inviting you as a chief guest. You need to specify the management word of your school there, the principal word you need to specify there. And although you're giving the details, like on which day you're planning, at what time you're trying to call them, obviously you're telling them the venue also, telling him the venue also. But you need to ask about the chief's availability also, whether that person is available on that particular day and timings or not. So you need to ask them that please confirm your availability as soon as possible or give the date. So you need to specify everything in that. right? You can say that even the parents would be called there, so you need to specify every single thing. Now suppose you're writing in the form of formal letter, so obviously the invite you are having for 30th November, so give the date related to November month only. Don't mention about that date which is in very well 5 6 months in advance to here. Okay, so next question is about question number 6, that is your letter writing. Now first letter is a letter to the editor, which says when cricket teams go abroad, the members are allowed to take their wives, even friends, along with them. Does this fact distract them to focus on their game in a better way? If it is good, why don't we allow athletes to enjoy the same privilege? And you need to write to the letter to the editor of a national daily. So national daily means you need to write the name of any English newspaper which circulates daily at a national level. So give the name of the newspaper, Times of India, Hindustan Times, whatever. And this question is having two parts. Like the cricketers are taking their family members or friend. Does this fact distract them to focus on their game in a better way? So first you need to specify that whether it is distracting them or not, and if it is good for them, right? And as they are taking it, so why don't the athletes are having the same privilege? So you need to cover up two things here in this letter. Understand it. Okay. Nick, and obviously you need to give any solutions also if you think that this is a problem or something. If you think that it's not good, then tell why not. If it's good, then also tell why for it. So why and why not, you need to specify. Next question was your job application. I don't know why number of students have not read the question properly. There will be a choice between letter to the letter and job application only, or letter to the editor or editor only. There is no short composition or letter choice together. So I don't know why it was taken as the advertisement question. It's like a school has given the advertisement in the newspaper for the post of hockey coach. So job application is when you're writing like sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation, everything you are specifying. Three paras. Give with the reference. You need to specify like from where you get to know about this post. In second, mention about your highest qualification. Mention about your experience if you're having. Mention your qualities which you possess. In third para, specify that you would be available for the interview. You would prove as yourself as asset. Then enclosure, what is important, that what you're enclosing the things with this application, with this letter. And then give the CV, the detailed resume, your name, your personal details, educational qualifications as we have discussed in the increasing order, experience in the decreasing order, languages known, hobbies, references. So you need to understand what this question says about it. And the details already been given to you, quality has already been given to you in the question. So you need to just pick and you need to write it. Then question number 7, there was a choice between article and report writing. Now, the seventh question basically is about article here. The common man woes during the monsoon and the need of accountability of the officials concerned. So, it's about that there was a flood in the monsoon season, even the metropolitan cities. Like recent floods in many metropolitan cities of the country during the monsoon season laid bare the hollowness of the claims of the civic authorities of their preparedness. So, basically, even the metropolitan cities suffered during the monsoon. So hints were given to you. While using all these hints, you were required to write an article, and in 150 words, and that too basically points were in front of you. You were not supposed to write I here. Just mention all these things, just because of the flood, just because of this thing, how metropolitan cities people also suffered, because there are number of strata kind of people live. So specify, they are having the points to cover up it. You need to go it in a sequence. Then there was a report writing question. An NGO Health for All organized a health checkup camp in slum at Mumbai for this pandemic time. In this pandemic time, and you visited the camp, so you need to cover the arrangements and everything. So first of all, specify the name of the NGO too. This is the newspaper report, not a school. You're not acting as a school student. So something happened in your city and you're specifying it. No, right? You're not in any locality or something. So heading, then byline, that is a name, then news reporter, news correspondent, then the place, the date, and then your content will start there. So when you're writing all these things, you need to specify even the name of the NGO, write any name there. With that, you need to write everything in past tense. The health camp was arranged, especially the poor, underprivileged people came. right? How the camp arrangements were there, the doctors, nurses, those warriors were in those PPE kits and everything were there, social distancing were maintained, health checkups were done, various other issues were done, how they were treated there. So you need to specify number of things. Then you can mention about any person's remark there, right? Any thing happened. So you need to specify, you need to think. Brainstorming is required here. Then the literature portion comes here, which says you need to attempt any five out of these six. So once again, you need to read the questions thoroughly, properly, that what you're writing in the answers. Now, what childhood fear did Kamala Das refer to in her poem? How did she hide it? Very simple. The childhood fear was the fear of separation from the mother, that she would lose her mother one day. And how did she hide it? She hid it by smiling, by giving that smiling face. She said, "See you soon, Amma." So you need to specify it here. And few have mentioned about it point that she looked outside. She looked outside to distract her mind, but she hid her pain while giving that smiling face to her mother. So these 2 points you need to elaborate in 30 to 40 words. How did M. Hamel make his last lesson a special one? What did he emphasize in it? So he make his last lesson special one by wearing that attire, that Sunday, the best Sunday clothes. He wore the frilled shirt, the green coat. You need to specify what kind of clothes he wore. You need to specify. And what did he emphasize? He emphasized about the importance of French language, most beautiful, logical, clearest language, how we need to guard it. We need to specify. Yes, you can add up. He taught very patiently. He did not scold anyone, especially France. He said about procrastination. Then he gave the lessons on writing, and that is the added point. But what he emphasized about the importance of French language there. Then garbage to them is gold. What? Why does the author say so about the rag pickers of Simapuri? So for these people, those rag pickers, garbage to them is gold exactly. Why? Because when they are scrounging in the heaps of garbage, they are finding some useful items, some coins, notes, which can be any other thing also, which can be like sold in the market, and they can have the cash, and they can earn, they can have something for their survival. So it's like a means of survival. It's like something, a gift for the children. So you need to specify that in that way garbage is gold for them. Remember, we discussed even this is the literary device called hyperbole. Now, in his letter to Charlie, Sam writes, "Then I got to believing you were right. What could have made Sam begin to believe?" Now, Sam, when basically when Charlie basically he had that third level in his mind, he visited there. When he described everything to Sam, Sam did not believe earlier. According to him, it was like Charlie was in his dream world. He was running away. But Sam wrote a letter to Charlie in which he mentioned that you were right. So basically, you can say that Sam liked the description of that ear. Sam liked the description of the third level. So now he wrote a letter to Charlie and to invite him to the Galesburg, Illinois, to Charlie and his wife to come and visit that place, because he liked the description, and he even went there to have that exchange of money too. Although it was the imagination of Charlie, but you need to specify here though. Then it says Sadow's acceptance of the general's plan to assassinate Tom was counterproductive to having put him on the path of recovery, substantiate with reason or reasons. So now when Dr. Sadow disclosed everything to the general, he said that he made a plan that he would send his assassins to kill Tom silently and would dispose of his body. But actually, nobody appeared. Dr. Sadow waited. And in meanwhile, that Tom, who was POW, he was on the edge of recovery. He was becoming healthy. So at that time, basically there, that Dr. Sadow, why he agreed with General, because earlier he acted as a good doctor, right, on humanitarian grounds, but now he wanted to be loyal to his country. That's why he agreed with the general. But as general did not send any of his assassins, and Dom was also recovering, so he made a plan to send this person away from his place, because his family life was in danger now, right? So you need to give these reasons. Then what lesson did Douglas learn when he got rid of his fear of water? Now this question says when he overcame his fear of water, what lesson he learned? That's right, you have written fear is all we have to fear is fear itself, right? Peace is not in death, fear, everything you have read. But you need to even specify that willpower, determination, courage, perseverance, all these qualities required to overcome any kind of phobia. He also learned that too. Then it says the next question was the long answer question, next two questions. One is fear is something that we must learn to overcome if we want to succeed in life. How did Douglas get over his fear of water? So yes, that's true. You need to right. Yeah, you totally agree with the statement that fear is something that we must learn to overcome. Otherwise, we can't cross the hurdles of our life. So here you need to express how did Douglas overcame. So yes, he had the misadventures, he had the bad experiences in his life. So he pointed and he was not able to enjoy water related activities. Describe these things in a little, but in a little, in two, three lines. But then specify, he pointed the instructor. How the instructor taught him bit by bit, step by step. First tied him with a rope, right? With a belt. Then how to go in under the water. Inhale, exhale, how to move the legs, right? Then the exercises and all. So you need to tell each and everything minutely. Then he, according to the instructor, he was a swimmer, but still tiny vestiges of fear was there. So he went to the lake wentward. So they at you need to describe all those things, but yes, earlier episodes you need to describe in two, three lines only. Then it says Mukesh is not like others. His dreams look like a mirage amidst the dust of streets that fill his town, Firozabad. Justify the statement in the light of contrast in the mindset of Mukesh and the people of Firozabad. So you need to describe that Mukesh, although he was working in the bangle making industry, but his dreams were totally different. He wanted to be a motor mechanic, but he was caught in the vicious circle. But still, how he fought for it, how he wanted to come out from that situation. So you need to describe both the mindset of the Mukesh as well as the mindset of his family members, the other people, that how his grandmother took that God given lineage, how the whole family was working in that scenario from a very longer period of time. So you need to describe both. He wanted to go out, he wanted to walk even to the garage there. Then last question says about with respect to the events in the story, should Wizard hit mommy? Who would you support, Wizard or mommy? Justify your choice. Very interesting question. There's a child and adult perspective according to Jack and Joe, right? But here also now the choices you need to select either Wizard or mommy. So according to you, whom do you think is correct? So whoever is correct, you need to support that answer. Like in many of the cases, you have written mommy, yes, because the chapter tells about it that parents always think the best for their children. The mothers know what is right or wrong for the child. We should not change ourselves for the sake of the others. People should accept us as we are, because skunk is having that inner, that natural trait only, which saved from the other problems actually. So you need to expect if you are supporting Wizard, then you need to. And one more thing, that Wizard changed the smell without the permission of the parent, because Roger Skunk is a small child only. But if you're supporting Wizard, then you need to specify that everyone should have the right to change himself or herself to have the roses smell to good smell. So you need to give the justification. So if you will write for the mommy, then you're having the major points to write about it. And the last question says, in marriage, one expects complete trust and cooperation between husband and wife. How did Hannah help Dr. Sadao when he was in trouble? So yeah, you have started with the answer like that. Husband and wife, they need to be together. They need to help each other. Everything right. So what kind of a wife she was, you need to mention. She when they noticed POW, she was ready to take that American POW at her place. She helped Dr. Stout to hold that man, injured man, to bring to the home. Then you need to specify she acted as a very obedient wife when Yumi refused to work to wash that American POW. She washed. How she washed, you need to specify. She gave even the anesthesia. Even she paid the money to the servant, those who were not in favor of that. She didn't even raise any question from her husband. So there are a number of points that you need to specify, but write your answers properly so that it should be clear. And how you're presenting your answer, that matters a lot. You need to see what is right. You need to go for that, right? So in this way, we cover up this whole paper. So if you are still having any doubt, you should clear it out. And yeah, prepare well, each and everything. All the best. God bless you all. Thank you.